What's up everyone, welcome to a new video of Train Sim Classic. Today I am very happy to announce that we are checking out the F40PH Enhancement pack. And let me tell you, I have been waiting on this ever since I have seen it announced. And boy, let me tell you, this does come with a lot of updates. So you will need the California Zephyr F40 DLC made by RSC, as it does replace the default locomotives and the default superliners. So you will need that, and it will replace it. So if you guys do want the original, which I don't see why you will, make sure you make a backup, save it, all of that good stuff. Now we do have 5 not really brand new, but 5 locomotives in this pack. We do have a Phase 2 variant, which we see right here. Very nice looking, pretty much the delivered, or the very first F40PH scheme in the as delivered one with no ditch lights. And one of the very, very cool things is we actually have class lights. So we do have the red, the white, and the green, and then we can also toggle them back. And then we also have them on the rear as well, which is very cool. So we can actually do all the different class lights and all that, which is very, very cool. Very happy to see that. We do have the Phase 3 here that also has the class lights as well, but this one is Phase 3 without any ditch lights. So basically just take the 2 and repaint it into the 3. This one right here is Phase 3, and we do actually have working ditch lights. We actually have the headlights going through the different stages, and then of course your highest one will have the ditch lights. And if you guys are wondering, yes, the ditch lights do flash. And this is the Phase 3 variant with the class lights as well. And then right here, Phase 3 with the marker lights, which we can actually turn the marker lights on, as well as have the headlights on, which is very, very cool to see. Because I know originally it was basically the headlight, and then the other one would be the marker light. So that's very cool. And of course we can turn that off as well. I believe it's it is so it would be with M. So we do turn them on and off with M, and then we also have rear marker lights as well that we can toggle on and off. And then we also have the Phase 4 variant with marker lights. This one right here is a very, I want to say, the more uncommon F40, because not a lot of them actually got painted into this scheme. Majority of them were pretty much the Phase 3 variant. Now, one thing I would actually like to see is a repaint for the Florida Fun Train. I would actually like to see that, because I feel like that would be a pretty cool paint scheme to have in game. But yes, we do have the working ditch lights and all of that good stuff. And we will actually take this one, or we'll take one of these out for a spin. Probably the one without the coaches and all that in the episode today. But we do have plenty of features. We had an amazing group of people actually work on this pack and bring it to life, and it is a phenomenal enhancement pack. So shout out to all the guys that were out there working on this. Everybody is listed in the README and all of that, and I will have a link in the description if you guys do want to check it out as well. Now, we do have quite a few different options that we have on these locomotives here. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about them first before we do anything. So we do have an air conditioning unit. So as you guys can see, they don't actually have them up top. It is actually toggable. So it is very weird. I've never actually had a toggable air conditioning unit, but as you see, it pops up on the top of the F40. So if you guys want the air conditioning unit, you can have that or not. It's up to you, which I think is very different and very cool to see. We have the class and marker lights, which we have actually seen already. We do have a cold start, which we will actually start up one of these locomotives. We'll actually kind of move it out, and we'll kind of start it up just so we're not congested with all the other noise. But there is a whole brand new sound set on these locomotives as well. You guys can definitely hear that. Once we move one of the locomotives out farther to kind of get rid of all the congestion, we'll go ahead and simulate that cold start. And we do have Dynam X, which is basically a proprietary exhaust architecture tailor-made to EMD locomotives. So we actually do have more like realistic EMD exhaust particles in the game, which is actually very, very cool to see, and we'll actually kind of see that once we also break away from the pact here. We do have HEP, or head-end power, so we will showcase that off as well, and you guys are going to realize why these locomotives are called screamers if you guys had no idea. Basically the nickname is a screamer because it is very, very, very loud. And we do have a horn switcher as well. So there are two different horns with these with this locomotive. Now we'll kind of go over and show you guys what we have here. So right now we have a big bore K5 LA horn. Switch it over, we have the old cast P5A. So we do have two different horns on these locomotives. I'm not too sure if they vary per like paint scheme. I don't think they do. No, so it's just the two. Okay. So we'll actually go over on to the one we're going to take, which is the one without a coach. So we'll do the Phase 3 with the class lights. Actually, no, we'll do the one with the marker lights, because we'll probably use the class lights more so than the marker lights. But we do have that. We have a improved texture, so you guys can see the textures have actually been improved on the F40. Very nice looking. They did take a lot of time on this. I believe they actually started the project in March, and it's finally released out here June. I believe it was June 13th when it finally released. So very, very happy about that. We do have an isolation switch as well into the locomotive, and we'll possibly take a look at that. I'm not too sure if I'll be able to do it in this episode, but this won't be the last time we showcase these. I'll definitely have some episodes with the Phase 3, the Phase 2, and the Phase 4, just because I am super pumped about this. We do have the pneumatic control switch as well, so if your brakes get put in an emergency, you'll have to go through and reset the whole thing. The realistic headlights, which you guys have seen so far. A whole new sound set, which we've also seen the horn. There's also a horn suppression feature, which will suppress any other audio currently playing while the horn is being blown, so it kind of aids the effect of it. There are strobe lights as well, but for some reason I could not get them to actually work. So we do, as you can see, it's not flashing, and then we keep going. So we have alternating flashing, even though it's not technically flashing. So I'm not too sure. I've never actually gotten these strobes to work. And then we have synced flashing, which, you know, I'm not too sure if I have to turn something on or if I'm doing something wrong. I have no idea. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I'll have to kind of troubleshoot that and figure that out. But as you guys can see, the Phase 3 with the marker lights and the Phase 4 do not have the strobes, whereas the three with the ditch lights and the class lights do. So they removed the strobes when they added the markers. So we do have that as well. We have a new set of windscreen, or not a new set, but it does have new windscreen effects that we can actually do slow, and then you can kind of work your way up to fast and all that. And it does have a brand new animation inside the cab and outside the cab. And you can go as slow as you want, basically. So as you guys can hear, we do have some new sounds in the cab as well. So once we take this one out on the road, we'll take this one out on the road. Very nice. Cab actually does look somewhat similar. There might have been a few changes into the cab. I'm not too sure. I know we can't use the strobe light switch. And I know there was a thing just called virtual windows. There's a toggleable virtual window system that has been implemented, which is Shift W. So it kind of simulates that the window is open, but I don't see it too well, honestly. I don't know what window it's supposed to be. Is it this one? Yeah, it might just be that it the sounds or something like that. I'm not too sure, so we'll just do window closed for now. But yeah, guys, very cool. We also do have new Superliners as well. So we have a Phase 2 variant, a Phase 3 variant, and we also have my favorite paint scheme on the Superliners, which is this one right here. Don't judge me. I don't know why. This one is just my all-time favorite livery that is on the Superliner. So we have the transition, the sleeper, and the lounge. And then we have pretty much your whole consist of those. And then we have this prototype Phase 3 lounge car. Now, I didn't realize this was actually a prototype livery. I thought this was a standard Phase 3 livery as well as the one that's right behind. So I figured I've seen a lot of these. The one that we're looking at now, where the stripes don't go like at an where they don't go like up and through the windows, where they just go straight. I've seen a lot of these on the Desert Wind, so I didn't realize it was actually a prototype. I thought it was maybe like a paint scheme that was only for the Desert Wind. I honestly did not know. But yeah, it is a prototype. So we do have those. Let's actually go ahead and hop into the F40. We'll go ahead and put the headlights on. We'll turn the marker lights on as well, just for fun. Let's go ahead and make sure that switch is set real quick. So we are over there. So we want it set to over here. And as you guys can see, it does isolate everything inside the cab. So let's actually go ahead and switch over the horn to the big bore. So you guys did hear there, the sound did change when we did open the windows. So you guys can hear that simulating the windows open and close, which is very, very cool. Let's go ahead and put this into notch 1. Let's go ahead and get moving here. I don't know why we're going in reverse, but we are. Alright, so here we have the engine shut down right now. As you guys see, we have 0 RPM, 0 amps. We're going to want to make sure our isolation switch is set to start, stop, isolate. And we are actually going to listen to this from in cab and outside the cab. So what we're going to do is we are going to hit Shift P, and we are going to start priming, or wait for the primer to basically stop. This does take a little bit, so if you guys don't like waiting, I don't recommend doing a full cold start. But this does take a minute, so we'll go ahead and listen to what it sounds like from the outside right now. And once you hear that primer stop, so we kind of heard it from the outside and the inside, you're going to want to hit Y, and that will start the locomotive up. And I'm actually going to do it one more time to show you guys what it sounds like from inside the cab. And one thing I did forget to mention, we do have number board lights as well, so we can turn those on and off, which is very cool. Now, we are going to do the HEP, or the head-end power. So, they basically said to make sure that the engine is started, and we are currently in the run position. And if basically they said to avoid an absolute, basically a large amount of sound. I think they said to move to the cab away from the driving cab, so I'm thinking it's this. And then press P to turn on the head end power. So we're going to do that. And apparently drivers would actually do this in real life to not damage their hearing. So once you hit 900 RPM, we're going to relocate back to that side. Alright, so I'm actually going to turn off the HEP now, and we're going to listen to what it sounds like from the outside. Alright, you guys do see we have that realistic EMD exhaust coming up from over there. I am kind of mad though, because I really wish that this was released earlier in the year, because I did that Amtrak Desert Wind video back in January, and I really wish that lounge car that we have coupled onto the back of this locomotive was available then, because that I have seen that one on Desert Wind quite a bit. But we are going to go ahead and highball out of here. Turn on those number board lights, and then we come back into this cab over here. I'm not going to show the HEP in this view because I'm not trying to blow anybody's or my eardrums out. So if you guys want to do that on your own, go for it. I'm not going to say I didn't warn you not to. So we do have it in forward. Now I'm not too sure why it wouldn't go in forward before, but let's go ahead and try it now. There we go. Then we can also toggle that. It turns the ditch lights from not flashing to flashing. And we do have marker lights, which is cool. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much the whole enhancement pack. I won't show you guys how to do the pneumatic control switch as of right now, just because it's pretty much the standard. You know, put it into emergency, and then basically wait for the locomotive to come to a complete stop, throttle and idle, brakes are fully applied, and then just wait 60 seconds for the PCS to basically open back up. So that is that pretty much. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the enhancement pack like I am as well. I am actually in love with this pack. Like I said, I have been waiting for it ever since I've seen it announced. So I'm super excited to actually be showcasing it here. I know it's like 2 days past release date, but, you know, better late than never. And we are going to definitely be checking this enhancement pack out in the future. Now, one thing I'm trying to do for the rest of the week, that's if actually all my plans go to plan, is I'm going to try to have 2 videos out, so like a dual upload for the rest of the week up until possibly Friday or Saturday, if everything goes to plan, just to kind of catch up on everything, like different mods and updates for games and stuff like that. So if you guys see 2 uploads a day for the rest of the week, you know, don't be alarmed that I'm not going to have anything next week. It's basically for me just to kind of play catch up with different mods and stuff. So I'm hoping next week I can go back to daily uploads. I know Steam has their Next Fest going on right now. That is, I believe, up until Monday. So we are going to be taking a look at some of those games as well. No guarantees that they'll be up this week. No guarantees they'll be up next week. But they will be up and on the channel eventually. But that is going to go ahead and do it for this one, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I'll catch you guys here on the next video. Make sure you guys drop a like on the way out if you guys enjoyed. And if you guys have not hit that subscribe button already, I'll catch you guys here later. Peace.